أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
وجعلوا لله شركاء الجن وخرقوا له بنين وبنات بغير علم سبحانه وتعالى عما يصفون.
But they have attributed to Allah partners, the Jinn, while He has created them, and have fabricated for Him sons and daughters. Exalted is He and high above what they describe.
وكذلك جعلنا لكل نبي عدوا شياطين الإنس والجن يوحي بعضهم إلى بعض زخرف القول غرورا ولو شاء ربك ما فعلوه فذرهم وما يفترون.
And thus we have made for every prophet an enemy, devils from mankind and jinn, inspiring to one another decorative speech in delusion. But if your Lord had willed, they would not have done it, so leave them and that which they invent.
يوم يحشرهم جميعا يا معشر الجن قد استكثرتم من الإنس وقال أولياؤهم من الإنس ربنا استمتع بعضنا ببعض وبلغنا أجلنا الذي أجلت لنا قال النار مثواكم خالدين فيها إلا ما شاء الله إن ربك حكيم عليم.
And mention, O Muhammad, the day when He will gather them together and say, O company of jinn, you have misled many of mankind. And their allies among mankind will say, Our Lord, some of us made use of others, and we have now reached our term which you appointed for us. He will say, The fire is your residence, wherein you will abide eternally, except for what Allah wills. Indeed, your Lord is wise and knowing.
يا معشر الجن والإنس ألم يأتكم رسل منكم يقصون عليكم آياتي وينذرونكم لقاء يومكم هذا قالوا شهدنا على أنفسنا وغرتهم الحياة الدنيا وشهدوا على أنفسهم أنهم كانوا كافرين.
O company of jinn and mankind, did there not come to you messengers from among you, relating to you my verses and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? They will say, We bear witness against ourselves. And the worldly life had deluded them, and they will bear witness against themselves that they were disbelievers.
وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا لِجَهَنَّمَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ لهم قلوب لا يفقهون بها ولهم أعين لا يبصرون بها ولهم آذان لا يسمعون بها أولئك كالأنعام بل هم أضل أولئك هم الغافلون.
And we have certainly created for hell many of the jinn and mankind. They have hearts with which they do not understand, they have eyes with which they do not see, and they have ears with which they do not hear. Those are like livestock. Rather, they are more astray. It is they who are the heedless.
إلا من رحم ربك ولذلك خلقهم وتمت كلمة ربك لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين.
Except whom your Lord has given mercy, and for that He created them. But the word of your Lord is to be fulfilled that I will surely fill hell with jinn and men altogether.
والجان خلقناه من قبل من نار السموم.
And the jinn we created before from scorching fire.
قل لئن اجتمعت الإنس والجن على أن يأتوا بمثل هذا القرآن لا يأتون بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا.
Say, if mankind and the jinn gathered in order to produce the like of this Quran, they could not produce the like of it, even if they were to each other assistants.
وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ أَفَتَتَّخِذُونَهُ وَذُرِّيَّتَهُ أَوْلِيَاءَ مِن دوني وهم لكم عدو بئس للظالمين بدلا.
And mention when we said to the angels, prostrate to Adam, and they prostrated, except for Iblis. He was of the jinn, and departed from the command of his Lord. Then will you take him and his descendants as allies other than me, while they are enemies to you? Wretched it is for the wrongdoers as an exchange.
وحشر لسليمان جنوده من الجن والإنس والطير فهم يوزعون.
And gathered for Solomon were his soldiers of the jinn and men and birds, and they were marching in rows.
ولو شئنا لآتينا كل نفس هداها ولكن حق القول مني لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين.
And if we had willed, we could have given every soul its guidance. But the word from me will come into effect that I will surely fill hell with jinn and people all together.
وَسُلَيْمَانَ الرِّيحَ غُدُوُّهَا شَهْرٌ وَرَوَاحُهَا شَهْرٌ وَأَسَلْنَا لَهُ عَيْنَ الْقِطْرِ وَمِنَ الْجِنِّ مَن يَعْمَلُ بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِ ومن يزغ منهم عن أمرنا نذقه من عذاب السعير.
And to Solomon we subjected the wind. Its morning journey was that of a month, and its afternoon journey was that of a month. And we made flow for him a spring of liquid copper. And among the jinn were those who worked for him by the permission of his Lord. And whoever deviated among them from our command, we will make him taste of the punishment of the blaze.
فَلَمَّا قَضَيْنَا عَلَيْهِ الْمَوْتَ مَا دَلَّهُمْ عَلَى مَوْتِهِ إِلَّا دَابَّةُ الْأَرْضِ تَأْكُلُ مِنْ سَأَتَهُ فَلَمَّا خَرَّ تَبَيَّنَتِ الْجِنُّ أن لو كانوا يعلمون الغيب ما لبثوا في العذاب المهين.
And when we decreed for Solomon death, nothing indicated to the Jinn his death except a creature of the earth eating his staff. But when he fell, it became clear to the Jinn that if they had known the unseen, they would not have remained in humiliating punishment.
وجعلوا بينه وبين الجنة نسبا ولقد علمت الجنة إنهم لمحضرون.
And they have claimed between him and the Jinn a lineage, but the Jinn have already known that they who made such claims will be brought to punishment.
وقيضنا لهم قرناء فزينوا لهم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم وحق عليهم القول في قد خلت من قبلهم من الجن والإنس إنهم كانوا خاسرين.
And we appointed for them companions who made attractive to them what was before them and what was behind them of sin. And the word has come into effect upon them among nations which had passed on before them of jinn and men. Indeed, they all were losers.
وقال الذين كفروا ربنا أرنا الذين أضلانا من الجن والإنس نجعلهما تحت أقدامنا ليكونا من الأسفلين.
And those who disbelieved will then say, Our Lord, show us those who misled us of the jinn and men, so we may put them under our feet, that they will be among the lowest.
أولئك الذين حق عليهم القول في قد خلت من قبلهم من الجن والإنس إنهم كانوا خاسرين.
Those are the ones upon whom the word has come into effect, who will be among nations which had passed on before them of jinn and men. Indeed, they all were losers.
إذ صرفنا إليك نفرا من الجن يستمعون القرآن فلما حضروه قالوا أنصتوا فلما قضي ولوا إلى قومهم منذرين.
And mention, O Muhammad, when we directed to you a few of the jinn listening to the Quran, and when they attended it, they said, Listen quietly, and when it was concluded, they went back to their people as warners.
وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ.
And I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me.
وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ مِن مَّارِجٍ مِّن نَّارٍ.
And he created the jinn from a smokeless flame of fire.
يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا.
O company of jinn and mankind, if you are able to pass beyond the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass. You will not pass except by authority from Allah.
فيومئذ لا يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان.
Then on that day, none will be asked about his sin among men or jinn.
فيهن قاصرات الطرف لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان.
In them are women limiting their glances, untouched before them by man or genie.
لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان.
Untouched before them by man or genie.
يهدي إلى الرشد فآمنا به ولن نشرك بربنا أحدا.
It guides to the right course, and we have believed in it, and we will never associate with our Lord anyone.
وأنه تعالى جد ربنا ما اتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا.
And it teaches that exalted is the nobleness of our Lord. He has not taken a wife or a son.
وأنه كان يقول سفيهنا على الله شططا.
And that our foolish one has been saying about Allah an excessive transgression.
أنا ظننا أن لن تقول الإنس والجن على الله كذبا.
And we had thought that mankind and the jinn would never speak about Allah a lie.
وأنه كان رجال من الإنس يعوذون برجال من الجن فزادوهم رهقا.
And there were men from mankind who sought refuge in men from the jinn, so they only increased them in burden.
وأنهم ظنوا كما ظننتم أن لن يبعث الله أحدا.
And they had thought, as you thought, that Allah would never send anyone as a messenger.
وأنا لمسنا السماء فوجدناها ملئت حرسا شديدا وشهبا.
And we have sought to reach the heaven, but found it filled with powerful guards and burning flames.
وأنا كنا نقعد منها مقاعد للسمع فمن يستمع الآن يجد له شهابا رصدا.
And we used to sit therein in positions for hearing, but whoever listens now will find a burning flame lying in wait for him.
وأنا لا ندري أشر أريد بمن في الأرض أم أراد بهم ربهم رشدا.
And we do not know, therefore, whether evil is intended for those on earth, or whether their Lord intends for them a right course.
أنا منا الصالحون ومنا دون ذلك كنا طرائق قددا.
And among us are the righteous, and among us are others not so. We were of divided ways.
أنا ظننا أن لن نعجز الله في الأرض ولن نعجزه هربا.
And we have become certain that we will never cause failure to Allah upon earth, nor can we escape Him by flight.
وأنا لما سمعنا الهدى آمنا به فمن يؤمن بربه فلا يخاف بخسا ولا رهقا.
And when we heard the guidance, we believed in it, and whoever believes in his Lord will not fear deprivation or burden.
وأنا منا المسلمون ومنا القاسطون فمن أسلم فأولئك تحروا رشدا.
And among us are Muslims in submission to Allah, and among us are the unjust. And whoever has become Muslim, those have sought out the right course.
وأما القاسطون فكانوا لجهنم حطبا.
But as for the unjust, they will be for hell firewood.
من الجنة والناس.
From among the jinn and mankind.